I have my own reservations about creating videos where I film myself eating at times full speed, but I have done this before because I wanted to keep a record of my eating habits for myself. A little bit like how PTs may ask you to take pictures of your food so that you are aware of how much and what you are consuming every day. Think of this video as me opening up my food diary for you guys over 6 days. The day before, I had baked this beautiful little apple and banana cake, essentially banana bread with apple, or apple cake with banana. Either way, it was absolutely delicious and contributed to getting your 5 a day. Look at this apple cake. So look at that, so yummy. It's quite soggy because it's moist. Day one, I had baked a batch of this banana and apple cake, which I had in the morning with some raspberries and Greek yogurt. The slice looks quite modest here, quite a small slice, even though I've tried to chunk it up with some fruit and yogurt. So, of course, me being me, I have to go back for some seconds because it was absolutely delicious. Here I go again. I'm showing you the whole loaf that I had left, but I think I finished it within that day. Not quite sure. Again, I tried to fill myself up by adding some sliced banana to this particular portion, as if the banana and apple cake didn't have enough banana inside it, but you know, you can never have too much fruit. Well, maybe you can, but never enough for me. I'd also added some crushed nuts and walnuts onto the top of the cake to give it a little bit more oomph and make me feel fuller for longer, but as you can see, I'm never averse to having a second portion. I now feel I always have to add yogurt and fruit to all my slices of cake. Such a good combo. Welcome to my next meal. This was a beautiful mixture of gherkins with pickled onions and chilies, some avocado, I think I put the whole avocado in here, 2 fried eggs, and then this bean stew I'd added tomato sauce and sweet corn to that I had cooked previously, with a big bunch of salad with beetroot sticks in them. The salad is always great for beefing up a meal and making it seem like there's more than there is. And then for dessert, I had some nice mango slices. I love a bit of mango. Why is it that these slices always cost double what the actual mango costs? And for last meal of the day, I had this bean stew, sweet corn, onion thing combination that I had cooked for lunch before. I know my food doesn't look very aesthetic, but I just love mixing it all together and eating it out of a bowl. It's just a habit I have. And as the day drew to a close, I also ended up finishing the beautiful banana and apple cake. Here is the last slice that of course I had to add natural yogurt to, and it was just divine. Welcome to day 2. I made this little crunchy peanut butter with crushed raspberries instead of jam because it's healthier, there's less sugar, in between 2 slices of toast, and it was delicious. Sorry I say that a lot, it's just I really enjoy my food. As a snack, I had some crackers with the rest of the hummus. There's about half a pot of hummus left, and the rest of the jar of gherkins. I had showed you I'd added some gherkins to my lunch the day before. Now get ready for this epic lunch. I had 2 chicken fillets with a little bit of basil sitting on top of this giant Tesco's finest ravioli. Of course, I used the whole packet, and then my own bolognese mince concoction of lots of vegetables whizzed together with tomato sauce that I'd added the ravioli into there. And as you can see, I tried to present it as beautifully as I could. At this point, I was cooking even bigger portions as I was cooking my partner's portion as well, but I always end up eating double what he does. And I did not have my green big bowl with me, so I had to eat off plates and therefore always have a second round. Oh, you can see it's ravioli of ricotta with spinach. Nice. And I think I was full after this. But of course, there's room for dessert. This was quite a rich dessert because I'd added peanut butter to the melted dark chocolate. And of course, strawberries make it a little bit lighter. If you want to put on weight, then this is a perfect dessert. The peanut butter really thickens that melted chocolate, and you can make it the consistency you like. And obviously I used some crackers at the end to soak up all that goodness. Oh, sorry, I meant toast. Day 3, I'd gone shopping again and had found this beast of an avocado. And of course, when you find an avocado like this, it's blasphemy if you don't go on to make some guacamole. So here are my guacamole ingredients, all fresh, or as fresh as I can, and I just mix them all together with some fresh coriander. If you don't have coriander, or you don't like coriander, some people have the gene where they don't like it, then you can use parsley as well and sprinkle that over your mashed ingredients. And this is the final product with some Doritos. I adore coriander. Some people have the gene, like I said, where it tastes like soap to them, but for me it's delicious. This was all just 1 avocado, by the way. See how big it is? And of course I ate it all in one go, because who do you think I am? For my next meal of the day, I have this pile of food that I've tried to put on a plate. Like I said, the bowl would be so much better, that massive salad bowl that I normally eat out of. This consisted of a whole massive potato I'd cut into chunky chips with lots of different spices, I think rosemary, paprika and things like that. You can see Tabasco I added at the end. Then some crunchy kale that I had placed in the oven to give it that crunch, and 2 fillets of cod that had been mashed in there that you can barely see. It looks like cauliflower, but it actually is cod. And then because the bit of kale wasn't enough, I had to add some broccoli stems there. And safe to say, with this large meal, I didn't feel I needed seconds for once in my life. I do love my carbs, but I really try to add loads of fresh veg and lots of protein to my meals because I always want to feel like I'm full and satisfied after meals. Kale, peas, sun-dried tomatoes, fresh tomatoes, fried sardines, beans, olives, black and green, and fried onions there at the bottom. Oh, it's steaming up because it's still hot, but yeah, it's delicious in my big bowl. Salad bowl. I'd given up on plates and gone back to my massive salad bowl that's deep enough to have all my foods. Day 4, and I start the day with porridge where I add lots of walnuts and different types of nuts in it. Big fan of porridge. You can be really versatile with it. You can add all different types of nuts, fruit, nut butters. Possibilities are endless. One thing I always add though is cinnamon to my porridge, and depending on the day I either add sugar and honey or I don't. Depends if I'm feeling sweet or not. Fun fact, in Scotland they add salt instead of sugar and have it as a savoury meal instead. Anyway, after that it was time for some fancy cheese on toast, or a rubbish version of homemade pizza, you decide. This is your normal cheese on toast. I think I chose mozzarella in the video you're watching, and then I've added some roasted red peppers and crunchy kale from the oven that I had left over from yesterday. I know it's crazy to think I could even have leftovers, right? But it's vegetables. Spice up your life by adding veg to your cheese on toast. I wouldn't say I'm a massive snacker, and this is a really weird video of me just videoing myself eating a cereal bar, but I wanted to do this so that I could have a recollection of everything I ate on the day. These are Eat Natural bars, and funny enough is the only flavour I like because it's Rice Krispie bits with chocolate pieces and peanuts dipped in chocolat. And for last meal of the day, back to my weird concoctions. This is a sauce, not a soup, because it's extra thick. Got some, basically a whole potato, 2 fillets of fish and a tin of tuna with sweet corn, and then there's tomato sauce where I whizzed vegetables in, and then some lettuce. Not sure I have enough sweet corn there. Again, during these few days I was going through a phase where I would film everything I ate and watch it back. I found it interesting to see how I could consume such large amounts of food in a short space of time, but to be honest, every time I filmed myself eating, it actually put me off the food and ended up not enjoying it as much because I was always worried if I was in frame and if you could see the plate, etc. By this day it was already getting a bit annoying.
Like 8 when I went to Thailand. They're really, really good. And then obviously mangosteen, my favourite. They're so expensive over here. I can cut this without.
Sometimes I like to splash out and buy exotic fruit to remind me of my travels, but obviously it's very expensive and that little fruit isn't going to fill me up. And I always go back to my old friend Porridge. Here is some beautiful porridge with blueberries that are melting into the milk and the oats and just making this yummy, thick goodness. It's so satisfying to mix in all the ingredients with the nuts and berries and different fruits and cinnamon and honeys and all of the things you can imagine into this bowl of porridge. I think that's why I like it so much, because you never know what you're going to feel like putting in there. Also, it's like someone giving you a hug internally, especially because the UK tends to be really cold and rainy for so many days of the year. Porridge is almost a staple for anyone who wants to get a little bit warmed up and wake up in the mornings. For me, it's not even a morning thing. I have porridge any time of the day. Okay, back from my ode to porridge. I went off on a little tangent there. We are at lunch. This is another jacket potato with the remnants of that thick sauce that I made. I've just put in some dried spices like oregano and basil onto the jacket potato. And yeah, obviously feeling very excited about it. I do get excited a lot about food. It's just one of the most beautiful things in life that I look forward to. I feel my life is eating food, and when I'm not eating food, it's thinking about looking forward to the next meal I'm going to have. You can see this tomato-based vegetable thick sauce that I make is a staple almost in all my foods. I love to freeze it, and I'm a big fan of these tomato-based sauces as opposed to anything that's creamy or cheesy, even though I do enjoy cheese. And you can just chuck it over whatever protein or carbohydrates you're eating for the day. Like here I have a jacket potato. This looks like a vegetarian meal because I don't really see any fish or meat there, but clearly enjoying it. You can always add beans or some tofu for protein for any vegans and vegetarians out there. For my last meal of the day, who can beat a yummy sandwich? I'm obsessed with sandwiches, especially if I make them. This is a 3-egg omelette sandwich that I've squashed into 2 little toasts with a few slices, 2 or 3 slices of tomato and some lettuce.
It's all coming out.
Sorry if you don't like that munching noise. But yeah, it was delicious. I filmed myself eating that bite and then everything collapsed out of the sandwich. How do you maintain all the contents of a sandwich inside without using a wrap system of some sort? I was enjoying the sandwich so much I didn't realise that I hadn't recorded this in times 4 speed, but then I realised. So I stopped the video and put it on the normal speed and devoured this sandwich with all its contents spilling out. Does this happen to people? That's why they put the little cocktail stick in the middle of a sandwich when you buy them from those posh cafes, right? It's just occurred to me now as I'm editing this video that I wish I could put that Flight of the Bumblebee song over all these fast recorded videos where I'm devouring the food. Not to worry, I know it's copyrighted so I can't do that, but maybe I can do it myself. Oh my god, that's terrible. Should I leave that in? Maybe I'll leave it in. We're also almost 12 minutes in, so not sure who gets to this point of the video anyway. But if you still stuck around after that, then please give me a little like and subscribe to the channel if you have not. On the last day, day 6, I think I was going abroad, so I cooked and put all my meals together of what I'd be consuming that day to empty the fridge. This was a really nice vegetarian, I say, because I can see boiled eggs in the Russian salad there. This was a really nice vegetarian meal where there's lots of colour. Here's today's mix of everything lunch. Gonna have all of these bowls. We've got guacamole, but to be honest, there's so much coriander in there. It's like, is there any avocado? Russian salad, egg, tuna, carrots, boiled carrots, olives, gherkins, all mixed together with some wholemeal bread that I'll put in the toaster, and then like a sour salad. It's got like Chinese radish kimchi, this yellow thing that's been fermented with carrots and mixed assortments of beans and lettuce. And yeah, gonna have all of this with the wholemeal pita bread. Later that day I ate dinner too. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more of how and what I eat in a day, then please check out this video. Ciao!